Hey guys, DesolatorMagic here. My voice is still not 100% after having some kind of bronchitis, flu, bird flu, Ebola, whatever the hell I had. Just kidding. It was like a 2-day flu. It wasn't that bad. But I brought my wonderful TYSON D deck to F&M, like against my better judgment, but it's not like I built another deck yet. And yeah, it did good. I mean, I won one round, but it did quite good. I mean, they were narrow victories against me. I mean, it's not just, oh, let's look at the cold numbers. It's how did the deck feel? How did it do? How much crap did I bounce back to hand? And yeah, it worked. The only problem is one of my opponents was running, first of all flyers. Secondly, mono white. And third, everything in the deck costs 3 or less. Oh, and fourth, he had an ETB effect, so it was actually really funny because I almost won. I think it was actually 2-1. I think I did win one of the games. But yeah, I mean, that is like the worst nightmare for this deck, and it still won one of the games. So it's a good deck. It's just, it never should have beat that deck. I mean, ETB effects, everything costs nothing. Basically, in the third game, I sideboarded in the mass bounce, obviously, and took my creatures with it, and then it unflipped, the Voracious Reader, and it was not good. Basically, on his turn, he took his 7 lands and dropped his entire hand back into the battlefield, then gained a whole bunch of energy and counters and crap. And then, obviously, I can't stop flyers with anything other than the Sphinx, so the only way I won was to get out the Sphinx. So yeah, it's still a good bomb, but I couldn't contingency plan into it. I had rotten luck at drawing, and that's what just kills that deck. I also lost to a guy running way the hell too much control. I mean, that deck was just stupid. I mean, that deck could beat just about anything. It's the torrential, flashback, basically, counterspell deck, and he would counterspell my bounce to save my creature, and, I mean, it was just stupid. That deck was just dumb. It was slow as hell, too. It was super conservative, took forever to get its 3 colors, so I built another deck that's going to work better at my LGS. But the reason that my deck didn't do very well is because, well, I mean, it did pretty well, but I mean, like, perfectly, like, just obliterate everything in its path, was because nobody there is running one of the top 3 decks, and that's what it was designed to beat. So I knew that. I knew practically nobody at my LGS net decks, especially this early, especially before the tournament. I mean, how do you net deck without a tournament? You basically have to go on to the forums and just look at what pros are posting and people are saying pros are going to play and what teams are announcing, if they even share that information. So yeah, people were playing all kinds of wacky stuff, and the first guy, I just absolutely shredded him. I feel like there was like 4 rounds and I'm forgetting something, but I thought I remember somebody complaining about there being 3 rounds. Kind of tells you how with it I was, having the flu and all. Actually, in fact, I think I remember having 6 points. I think there was 4 rounds, and I think I won 2 of the rounds. I don't remember. I mean, it tells you how much I care. I don't. I mean, I was just testing out the deck and just showing up to have something to play with and see what other people are playing. So what I have is not a good match for what other people are playing, even though it was very effective and I probably could pull off a 3-1 pretty easily with it. It's just I think I can do better because everybody's playing slow conservative stuff, which that makes sense. Slow combos, gradual stuff, not very fine-tuned, not very ideal. You gotta come in with the speed and hit them hard, hit them fast. Now, a lot of other people were tweeting me stuff and messaging me saying, hey, I built your deck and I went 4-0 with it. Haha, shove it in the face of all the spikes and net deckers and douchebags and people who think their decks are so hot. So it does work from, reportings other than my personal experience. And I mean, yeah, the deck in a bubble does work. It's just you got to be really careful about who you play against. So I built the deck and I've been testing it all day and it beats everything. I mean, just the only thing you have to do is mulligan at the right time and appropriately and not try to stretch something that's not going to happen. Other than that, this deck just runs away. This is classic Aether Revolt, out of control, just stupid piles of triggers going off, just swinging for 10 damage on turn 3. A big surprise what this deck is. And also, if you take 2 cards out of it, it's about a $10 deck. So, no problem there. And this honestly is probably on par with Gravity Bomb as far as like how much it crushes everybody. Or actually, it's virtually identical to Mr. Nibbles. The flying boost, like double strike prowess, blue-red deck. That was Mr. Nibbles. That deck would either win or lose on like turn 5, the end. I mean, it was just like fly in, double strike, what did you not block, boost it, dead, ambush, everything's dead, 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 dead. I love that deck. That deck had more people reporting winning records than I've ever heard from another deck I've built ever. And this, I would say, is exactly on par with it. Probably even more consistent because of the card draw. So I'm still tweaking the numbers. I might maybe upload the video today if I get it stable-ish. But just remember, when I upload a deck video, it's never the final version. I mean, I threw 3 Jaces into that last deck that I built. I already forgot the name of it, TYSON D. And I changed the land percentage. I mean, I changed everything. I mean, it's completely different now. Okay, it's still mono blue bounce. It's not that different. I'm just kidding. But I changed at least 6 cards. So when I upload this one, yeah, it's probably off by a land or 2, and I didn't do the absolute math yet to see the probabilities to +1 and -1 certain cards that there's 3 or 4 of. But even in its rough state, it's just crushing everything. I mean, I put it up against stuff that's not even legal anymore, like my Black-White Vampire Twilight deck. It just crushed it. It absolutely crushed it. I put it up against my hardest testing deck, which is Blue-White Blitz. And that is the deck from hell. Like that will crush you on turn 4 in Modern. I mean, that deck is so unfair. Yes, it was standard legal at one point, and yes, I did just obliterate everything with it. It's basically 4 1s, 3 1s, and 2 1s that all cost 1 or 2 mana, basically. I mean, that's the whole deck. It's nothing that special, but a couple double strikers and stuff like that. It is just the most aggressive deck that almost can be built at all. So this deck is faster and it's more effective and more consistent. I just obliterated that deck about 60 to 70% of the time, and that's with the computer playing it. So it's at least on par with that one, so that's really saying something considering half those cards aren't legal anymore. So the most important thing I want to state with this video is if you have a bad experience, if you can't win with the TYSON D deck because you wanted to build it, it's probably just who you're going up against and what they're playing. It's not a good fit. This only disrupts the top 3 decks that I heard rumors about. If you can't win, well, look at that. I built the exact opposite. The fastest, most aggressive deck. Instead of, I'm going to hold off everything and I'm going to slowly hit you with blue creatures and draw and scry and draw the game out. This is like, I'm going to run you over on turn 4. You're dead by. Oh, did the game go to turn 8? Great, now I'm swinging for 50 instead. I mean, there's no coming up off the gas pedal on this deck. So they are exact polar opposites. So there you go. You should build one or the other if you're just completely out of deck ideas. Obviously, I encourage anybody to design their own deck. But if you're not into that, or if you just need a deck list and a fix, or your deck's a disaster, feel free to copy mine. No, it's not net decking. The definition of net decking is copying one of the top winning tournament decks. Copying some deck that some idiot posted on, a forum or whatever, or YouTube. Not net decking. That's just you not enjoying building a deck or whatever. So watch for that video shortly, probably in the next couple days once I perfect it. And, I will be testing it on X-Mage today. So if you want to hop on and try to verse it, you're braver than I am. I'm going to go make some pasta. And no, even at this point, I'm still not regretting the fact that I went a little nuts on that pasta sale like 3 months ago. 88 cents a box, which is like 3 servings, like 3 of my size servings. I'm sure it says 12 servings, but, I think we all know that's not going to happen. 88 cents for 3 servings. Are you kidding me? Yes, I bought an entire pallet full just about. At least a pantry full. I love pasta. So leave your best pasta recipe down in the comments section, and I'll see you guys next video.